Hi everyone, welcome to the first video in Jonathan Trumbull Library's Summer Watercolor series. My name is Dylan. I am your program coordinator at Jonathan Trumbull Library, and I'm really excited to be running this virtual art program with you. So let me tell you a little bit about the program and how it works. If you're watching this, you may have already signed up, but if not, let me explain. If you are interested in participating, you can come on into the library or give us a call and sign up for the program. And when you sign up, you will receive a watercolor starter kit. It looks like this. If you are unable to come into the library and get it, feel free to give us a call and we can arrange a time for you to come and get it through our contactless window pickup. So the contents of the kit is a Crayola watercolor palette and 2 extra brushes. And I know Crayola isn't usually an adult's first choice in art supplies, but for our purposes, it's going to be perfect. The whole point of this program is to be a fun, relaxing way to de-stress, or to just let some of your creativity out. You don't have to be an artist to participate or have fun or get a lot out of it. And Crayola, they're so easy to use. The colors are so vibrant. This is gonna be perfect for us. So once you get that and you sign up, you're going to give us your email address, and that's how we're gonna correspond a lot throughout the program. I'm going to send you reminders for when a new video comes up or when a new project bag is available. And you can also send me any questions or anything. And I would also love it if you would email me pictures of your finished product. I would really love to see it. I would love to share them on Facebook so we can all keep up with what we're doing. I think it's going to be especially interesting because we're all starting out with the exact same materials, but I know that everybody is going to find a way to make it their own. So it's going to be really cool to see how everybody does it. So let me show you project 1. So each week you can come in and pick up a new project. So this is week 1's project. They're all going to be in baggies like this. Project 1 is an Under the Sea bookmark. So let me show you what's inside. Inside you have a bookmark on watercolor paper. And I actually put 2 bookmarks in your bag just in case you make a mistake on one or you just want to make 2. I threw 2 in there. They're both on this watercolor paper and they're both hole punched at the top. And I also gave you just a scrap of watercolor paper so that you can kind of test the colors or test some of the different effects I'm going to show you before you commit to doing it on the bookmark. So you have your paper, you have your paint and your brush that you got in the starter kit, and also in project 1, week 1 bag is some strips of ribbon. There should be 5 in each bag, and these are going to be used because remember that hole punch in the bookmark, we're going to string them through. It's going to look very beautiful. And also, lastly, what's in the bag is a smaller bag containing some, because this is an under the sea theme, some sea creature cutouts that I made. So I'll show you kind of what they are. There is a seahorse. There are some tropical fish, a sea turtle, dolphin, and my personal favorite sea creature, the mermaid. So these silhouettes are going to go on the bookmark and I will show you how to do that. So let's get painting. For this project, you're going to need your watercolor starter kit, so your palette and your brushes. You're also going to need those sea animals, the paper, and the ribbon, so everything that was in the kit. And you will also need to grab a cup of water and a glue stick. And then the optional materials are painter's tape or masking tape, salt, and plastic wrap, which I will explain how to incorporate those. So if you do choose to use the tape, you're going to use it just to tape down your paper to the table. You can see the tape goes over just a little bit of the paper. So this does two things. This is going to keep your paper from sliding around while you're painting, and it's also when the paint is dry and you remove the tape, it's going to leave behind a white border around your paper that you might like the look of. I did it on this bookmark so you can see that white edge. So if you like that look, use the tape. Otherwise, you'll get something kind of more like that, but it's totally your preference. And I'm just going to show you some effects that you can try on the little scrap piece, and then I will show you my bookmark at the very end. So because this is under the sea theme and I want it to match those purple and blue ribbons that are in the kit, I'm going to use some purple, some blue, and maybe a little bit of green. So I'm just going to wet those. And the more water you use, the lighter the color will be. The less water you use, the darker the color will be. But definitely experiment with it on this paper if you need to. So just gonna get some paint on there, get a little more water. And if you're using the tape method, you can go all the way to the edges. Get a little more color. And now I'm going to get some blue. I'm going to try to blend the colors together. A little more water. And let me show you some of the effects that you can get if you choose to use those optional materials. So if you want to try salt, it's really easy. All you have to do is, I'll shake a little bit out. There we go. All you have to do is, when your paint is still wet like this, just take a pinch of salt and sprinkle the salt wherever you want it to be. And you can kind of start to see it work immediately, but you'll definitely see it after a few minutes. The salt starts to absorb the water and the pigment, and it leaves this really cool texture that I think works well with the ocean project. So I did it on this one, so I'll show you what it looks like after a few minutes. Pretty cool. And then when it's all dry, you just shake off or brush off that salt, and you're gonna have something like this. Now the other effect that you might want to try is with the saran wrap. So I'll show you that. So again, you're just going to get a lot of color down. Put some green in here. Blend. A little more green. All right, so then when you want it to be wet, not like a big puddle, but you want it to be wet, so put a generous amount of water, generous amount of paint. And then for the saran wrap method, you're gonna take a piece and kind of crumple it a little and just kind of gently press it down. So you'll see it's kind of doing that texture. underneath because the water is going to pool up under where the saran wrap is. And then when that's all dry, you're just going to peel it off, and it's going to leave behind this texture that you're starting to see. So I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, and then I will show you. And I'm also going to start working on my bookmark. Okay, here's mine so far. You'll notice I'm getting some water and color pooling at the edge, so that's when you can take your paper towel and just dab it on there and try to soak some of that up. And then that's actually another effect that you can get is just dabbing the paper towel on. But if you don't like the way that it kind of took the color off, you can just go back in with your brush and fix it. And so now, while my paint is still a little wet, I am going to do a little bit of the salt. Sprinkle that at the top here. And we will see what that looks like when the paint dries. You can see it's already starting to absorb in there. Maybe I'll add a little bit more just because I really like the look of it. And you can experiment with different size salt. This is just regular table salt, but you can try coarse salt. You can also try it with super wet paint or just a little wet paint. Just play around with it on that scrap paper. So now I'm gonna let this dry and shake the salt off, and then I will show you the next step. And the saran wrap is still not totally dry, so I'm not gonna take it off yet, but I just wanna show you what the salt is doing. It's already making a really cool effect on there. I like how that's coming, so I'm gonna leave it and see, maybe add a little more even, see what happens. Plastic wrap method takes a really long time to dry, so I'm just gonna peel it off and show you, hopefully, a little bit. Okay, yeah, there you go. So it's still not totally dry. Definitely leave it until it's fully dry, but you can start to see kind of the cool texture I got. So that's a really cool technique to use. I'll just cover it back up. But my bookmark is dry, and I brushed off all the salt. Definitely wait until it's fully dry before you brush the salt off, or else you will smudge the paint all over. But so here's how it came out. I really like the way the salt worked, especially in this area. I think that's really cool. Very oceany. So now is the fun part. I get to decide where I want all of my sea creatures to go. So I'm gonna place them, and then, yeah. And then I will glue them down once I'm satisfied. So you can play around with this until you like it. Maybe like that, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna glue this down, and then I will show you how to put the very last finishing touch, which is the ribbon. All right, so here's my bookmark. I really like how it turned out. Very summery, very bright, colorful, adorable. Exactly what I was going for. And I can't wait to do some reading with this bookmark. But we do have to finish the last part, which is just the ribbon. So grab all that ribbon and just kind of hold it in the middle so that the strands are about even on both sides. And just make a little, kind of pinch it together, make a little loop like that. And then just stick that loop through the hole in the top of the bookmark. Pull it through. So now you've got a loop sticking out. Make sure they're all kind of going the same way. And then take all of the ends and pull them through. Pull it tight, fix it if you need to, and there you go. I think it came out really cute. I love the way that the colors of the ribbon and the paint match. Feel free to comment under this video. Let me know how yours turned out. Feel free to post a picture or email it to me. And also tell me, what book are you going to use this bookmark for? And I hope you had fun. I had fun. I hope you were able to make something pretty. And I will see you next week. Stay tuned for another project.